Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is Hitakiri Singh, and today we're going to talk all about heat. This is the new mechanic in Tekken 8, and it's a wonderful mechanic, and it has many different uses depending on which character you are and how your playstyle and what benefits it's going to give to your character. But it has certain ways to use it, and this goes across the board for any character. And so I just want to discuss each way to use it, the benefits of using it each way, and kind of when you want to use it. In the round or during the match. I see a lot of people just starting off the round by just going into heat or doing their generic heat and just starting to go at it that way. And there are certain times where that might be somewhat beneficial, and you can still use heat early in the round if you want to, but there's better ways to do it, like if somebody blocks your heat engager, it's no harm, no foul. But if you land it earlier in the match, now you get, some damage. You get a huge frame situation. Let's see what it is. Plus 17. Get some good mix-ups in there. You can start using your heat moves to start building up some oppressive pressure, things like that. So there is benefits to starting off a round in heat, but I wouldn't just go straight into the engager. So we're going to talk about all of that today, and if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, a comment, or a subscription would be awesome. Basically, guys, I have really good viewership. Not a lot of subscribers, people that watch the channel are subscribers. I'd like to change that a little bit. But, I got a lot of good rates of, clicks and things like that. I just don't have a lot of reach. So if you guys can help me with some likes, some comments, subscriptions, all that good stuff, everything you get from me is going to be quality. You're always going to get good information, good gameplay. And, well, that's all I really want to say about that. So let's get into the bulk of this video. Alright, let's talk about all the ways we can go into heat, and I am going to timestamp this entire video, and these are kind of going to be the sections. So let's start off with the different ways we can go into heat. How do we go into heat? First of all, you have your generic heat engager. Everybody knows this. It's 2+3. I bind this as my L1 button. Basically, it's just a move, something you have in your move list. For Raven, it's his back one, and it's going to put him into heat whether it connects or not. You just instantly into heat. The positive parts of this is you can go into heat whenever you want. You can get into this move has armor properties. It's gonna snuff out a lot of other things that your opponent is doing. If you catch him mid-air, it'll actually knock him down to the ground, so you can do a tornado screw combo. So it has some benefits in that regards. It can also be canceled by pressing back during the animation. You can still get walloped if you're in that animation and up close, so this is something you only want to do when you're far away. Let's just show it. So, I like to do this sometimes if I have my heat after I do like a Rage Art and a combo. I'll go ahead and activate it, and that's basically when you want to do the back cancel, is when you're not in danger of being hit. Now the downsides of it is you go into heat and you don't get your full heat bar. You see that on the top left? You have a full heat bar, but if you manually just go into heat with the engager, you get like 75% of it. You don't get the entire bar. Whereas, for example, if you did this heat engager with the dash, you get the entire bar, So generic heat engager 2+3 does have that downside. Okay. All right, now let's go into the other heat engagers. Well, now everybody has a certain amount of moves that's going to go directly into heat on hit, not on block. So Raven has one of his moves is 1+2. So on block, I don't go into heat. All right. Now on hit, I go into heat. You do the dash, you have your full heat bar, so you got that as a benefit. These are generally something you want to like punish with. This is like his 15 frame punisher. You can go straight into heat. What else does he have? Soul Zone 2. This can be a mix-up tool. You can do down back 2-1 into Soul Zone and then try to get that. So all your characters are going to have, go through your move list, 3, 4, 5 heat engager moves that once you land the hit, So it's kind of, you know, it's a good thing to do as a hit confirmable thing when you know you got it. Somebody's rushing into you. You want to counter hit them and go straight into heat. That kind of thing. And you get your full bar, so it's always nice. The downside is if it's blocked, you're not going to go into heat, so you don't control going into heat as much with this. So it's a little bit more situational. And really that's about it for the heat engagers. I'm going to go into more details about each one later in the video about when to use it and how to use it. Basically, I'm just going over a recap of every way you can go into heat. Okay, now that's basically the main two ways to go into heat, and you can also go, you know, do a combo and then put yourself into heat during the combo. I'll show you. You can do it before the screw, like this. So, and then you can do it after the screw. Now, if you do it before the screw, you still have your screw move. See? It's still screwed at the wall. Actually, let me just show it a little bit better with this. Nope, what am I doing? Yeah, there we go. Alright, YouTube curse. Alright. Still did my screw, do my wall carry, that kind of thing, okay? The other way to do it in a combo is to do it after the screw. And when you do it after the screw, you still get a bound, but you don't get to do like another screw, but you can slightly extend combos this way. And we'll discuss when that would be beneficial. Let's show it here. Oops, that's the combo, sorry. Alright, let's get into heat. Something like that. So you can do it after the combo, after the tornado, and then as you do it, now you have another move that becomes available. You can do like a wall carry, or you can do your heat dash. Anything you want to do. And that's the other thing in the combo. Now all your heat engagers, after you do a heat engager in a combo, your heat engagers now perform a dash to extend your combos, get some distance, get some wall carry, that kind of thing. Oh, sorry, I'm trying to do the other one. Oh. Sorry, guys. So any of your moves that are heat engagers now do the dash after you engage heat during a combo. Okay. What else do we need to know about heat? Heat smash, okay? So during heat, you can press your heat engager. There are 2+3, the move that got you into heat, will now do a heat smash. A heat smash is generally a high damage move, generally pretty safe on block as well. +14 goes into stance, so these are going to be very impressive tools, kind of like rage drives were in Tekken 7, where on hit they did wonderful things, on block they did wonderful things. So this is your equivalent of a rage drive from Tekken 7. On hit, big damage. On block, you're still in plus situations and you can start asserting mix-ups, okay? What else can we do in heat? Everybody has their own individualized heat techniques. Kazuya has certain extensions. Devil Jin has, you know, moves that do lasers and fly around. Like every character has something different that they get accentuated in heat. For Raven, it's his shadow clones. So when he does any move that has a shadow clone, it's -14 on block, so pretty punishable. But once you do it in heat, now it's -3, so you can continue on with some pressure and things like that, you know? That's why you see a lot of Raven players go into something like this, into something like this, and then do their heat. Well, let me get a full bar. oppressive, and look at that chip damage. His big thing about his shadow clones is the chip damage they do. Okay. Also, what happens is there's something that's going to happen with either your health meter or your heat bar with your special techniques once you're in heat. So, for example, with Raven, whenever he does, watch my heat meter. I'm going to use some of it, and then I'm going to connect a move, and it's going to build it back. If I hit a move with a shadow clone that has heat, it's going to build back my heat gauge. So watch this. Let me use some. Oh, I'm not in heat. Duh. Let me use some. Oh, let's do this one. See how it's going down? Now watch what happens when I connect. It builds some of it back up. Use some, build it back up. Now I can do a heat smash. So that's kind of Raven's gimmick with heat. I can get more if I connect. I can get pressure and chip if I don't. But as soon as I connect, you know, a lot of people think, oh, he's only going to do that 2 times or something like that, you know. With a full bar, the maximum he can do, if everything was blocked, I can do 3 heat moves, including my heat smash if I choose to. However, now when, you know, I use some of it, now I gain some of it back, now I gain more of it back. Oh no, I didn't. But basically, you can create 4 if you space it right. Let's try to space that right. Let's use 4. All right, this one's gonna hit. That one's gonna hit. Look, I'm just building more meter back up. That's 4. That's 5. Now let's let this one block. That's 6. And now I did my heat smash. So if I keep hitting my heat smash, I'm going to get benefits to my heat meter by building up. Now, other characters, it's going to be your health bar. June, for example. Many other characters, they start getting like more chip damage back. Your own character is going to be a little bit different, but it's going to have some really good benefits on hit or block to use your heat specialized move. So know all these things. And okay, I think that's a good general recap about everything you can do in heat. And now we're going to go into each one of the discussions I just had. Each topic, I'm going to tell you what the, you know, pros and cons about them, but really when to use each one. All right, be right back. All right, let's start off with heat smash. That's the most common thing people use when they have heat. They know they have a big powerful move. So a lot of beginners will just heat engage, get their +2, and launch their heat smash. You see this all the time. You just got to understand that, you know, any halfway decent Tekken player is going to start picking up your tendencies. So we're just going to start blocking, so you can't do too much damage with it. And if there are ways that we know to punish that, or if you always go for a throw when you're plus situation after, we're just going to launch punish it, you know. So you want to be a little bit more economical with your use of heat smash, you know. You definitely want to catch somebody with it. It's nice chunky damage, you know. But it does more than just damage, you know. It does any kind of wall break you can imagine. We're going to talk about that in just a second. But I just want to point out that even in the neutral on block, it's going to do some great things for you, like we were just discussing. It's going to put you in plus frames, things like that. So you know, once you go into heat manually, guys, you have a little bit of a bar. Do something. Do one of your launchers, or do something like this move right here is on block. His wall rising 3-2 on block is tremendously unsafe. Hey, block it. There we go. -14, easily punished, you know. But with his heat, now, oops. Now it's like -3. So it's much safer, and you can throw out a launching move attempt and you know, be safe. A safe launcher, like, that's wonderful, you know. So just know that stuff about your heat before you do your smash. You got some bar, use some of your other stuff. You can do some other great stuff, like even if before I throw my heat smash, this guy just blocks this. I mean, look at that damage from just chip before I try to throw off my heat smash. So use those moves. But the best thing about heat smash, guys, is the combos you can do with it, you know. Now, first of all, Never, ever, ever end your combo with a heat smash. You're killing your damage. Let me show you. No, let's do something else. Let's do this one. No. Need it to have enough wall carry, but not too much wall carry. That's too much wall carry. All right. All right, 80 damage, and that was no heat smash or anything like that. So watch what happens to this big heat smash move. Sorry, I just want to make sure that... Okay, yeah, that was the same combo I did. All right. That's not the same combo, sorry. That's it. You go into heat. You do your heat smash. 75 damage. You just did less damage than what you would have done if you had just done your normal wall ender, okay? So it scales terribly at the end of combos. You don't want to do it like post tornado is not any better. You know, don't do this. All right, let's see. 78 damage, you know, that was post tornado. Now this is just going to be my normal high damage one. Not even max damage, just normal high damage. 77 did one less, but let's do my max damage one. $80. Okay, so 2 more damage, and I didn't have to use my resources. So never do that. When do you want to use your heat smash for a combo? In the very beginning. In the very, very beginning. Let's do some fun stuff here. Now, your heat smash is going to break every balcony. It's gonna... no, not the balcony. Hard wall break. Every hard wall break will be broken by all of your heat smashes. What's a wall break? It doesn't get broken by one heavy move. There's normal hard wall breaks that get broken by one heavy move. So a hard wall break requires multiple hits, but your heat smash will always do it. Now this is how you get maximum scaling from using your heat smash too, because after you do this, you still have all your wall hits and your combo scales so much better. Like I could do this to break the wall. Sorry. Oh, counter hit. Alright, 71 damage. First move does 75 total damage, right? Now, watch what happens when I use my heat smash. Oops. It's not the damage number, it's the scaling. That first hit is going to scale at... Come on, me. That first hit is going to scale right at... What the hell? Come on. There we go. 55%, okay? Whereas in this one, the first hit... scales at 27%. So now the rest of the damage in your combo after that beginning is going to do way less damage because the combo scaling percentage is already down than if you just had done your heat smash. So you get your big damage combos with this. Alright, that's basically how you want to combo with a heat smash. Never use it mid-combo, never use it at the end of combo, but if you can use it at a breakable wall or something like that to get that whole chain of events going, perfect. You're always going to do well with that. Always going to do well with that. We discussed earlier about the advantages of using, you know, your shadow clones. But is there anything else about Heat Smash? No, we talked about the big damage that you can just do out in the open. But, you know, always make sure you set up or use some of your the rest of your bar. You don't want to just waste it and throw out a Heat Smash. Try to do something with it because it's going to have that benefit for your health bar or your heat meter. And don't use it in combos at all. Once you do post-launch, it just scales terribly. And anything else you can do in your normal situation is going to do more damage, whether it's wall or post-tornado. And then if you do want to use it in a combo, use it right here. Okay, I think that's all I want to say about Heat Smashes. Let's go on to the next subject. All right, let's talk about the generic heat drive, just your standard 2+3. Let's talk about block first. Okay, so you know everybody knows that this is your easiest and quickest way to get into heat, and you're gonna do this move. You're gonna be in a +2 situation, and like we discussed earlier, you know, don't go straight into your Heat Smash, people. You're in a +2, so you know that's not the greatest situation in the world, but that does mean something. And what that means is, if you have any kind of fast, evasive mid, which everybody usually has something, that's around 12 to 14 frames, you know? You're in a +2, so this down back 2 of Ravens avoids jabs, you know? So basically, with a +2, it's 13 frames. You got 11 frames to react to it, and there's nothing Kazuya can do in that time frame. Maybe Yoshi, but nothing Kazuya can do in that time frame to interrupt that down back 2. That's a free down back 2 after this blocks, you know? So, you know, you want to put that in the ideal situation because, see, right there, it pushed him back far enough that that's not going to do much. But against the wall, that's a completely different story. So and I'm going to talk about that in just a second. But out in the middle of the open right here, there are a couple of uses that are not bad for this, you know? I like to use it as, you know, let's say I'm being rushed down by, I don't know, a Nina or Xiao Yu. I'm not quite familiar with what they're doing, and I just don't, you know, I feel that low launcher or something hard to deal with is coming, and I want to escape that situation, and I'll throw this out there. You got armor properties on this move. This thing basically beats out anything an opponent can do other than like lows that can be done in time, which they're not a lot of them. But it loses to rage arts, but that's about it. So if they don't have rage, there's never really a fear of throwing this out there just to interrupt, to stop pressure. And then, you know, you got the downside of having less bar, but now you're in heat, and you can start doing some of your stuff to turn the tide a little bit. So that's one of the reasons I use it out in the open. I don't like to just start the round with it. It's just, you know, you never know when you're going to need it for another situation, so might as well have a situation that presents itself for you to actually use it. You know what I mean? You know, and if you want to do it early in the round, use one of your move heat engagers, but we'll go into that in the next segment. But yeah, you know, you got your +2, do something with it, and then before you use it up, you know, always make sure you try your Heat Smash. You know, just don't do it right away. Let's talk about where I like to use the generic the most, and that's at the wall. Actually, no, before I go into that, there's another really good use. I can't believe I almost forgot this. It's a really good use of the generic heat engager out in the open, and that's to start a combo on anybody airborne. Hop kicks, guys. Everybody's hop kick will be able to be comboed with this if you get the timing right. So let's play. Kazuya's up 4-3. He's just off the ground for a second, you know. So this is kind of like a read kind of thing. So let's say you got a read that he's doing it. Bam. Now he's on the ground, and that's not, you can't screw after. That's a launcher. You can do your full max damage combo, whatever it is. It scales differently after that. I'll show you. Oops. 63 damage. That's the max damage he can do after catching somebody with a generic heat engager. You know, a lot of people will just automatically go straight to their Heat Smash in this situation. your heat smash scales terribly post-launch, 33 damage. You lost out on 30 damage by doing it, just taking a minute to think and doing it the right way, you know? So, block it. Hop kicks, anything that gets people off the ground, laws, forward, kick moves, you know, all that stuff. Just got to get a good read on the timing, so, because, you know, like, as you see, if you do it too late, you're not going to get it, you know? Even if he's in the air, but... Let's see if I can even do this. See, he was in the air when I started, but I still didn't get it. I got to get it at the beginning of the animation. Oops. And then you go into your move. But also, what you can really do, this can be really versatile too, because instead of using like that max damage 63 was using the heat dash, I don't have to use it. I can do a little bit less damage, or 10 less damage. But watch this. $53 damage, and I still have almost a full heat gauge, you know? You see that? So there is uses for this generic heat engager. It's just not to go into rage as soon as possible, or you know, you can turn the tides with it, you can combo hop kicks with it, and you can create tremendous wall pressure. Let's talk about that next. Let's get to the wall. No, wall. There we go. Alright, let's, I want to do a little bit of a combo, just to give you a good example of what we're doing here. Sorry guys, I'm not used to all these things just yet. So let's get a little bit of distance, and you can set a little marker. In case you didn't know, you can do this in practice. You can press your pad in R2, and it records this status. So now every time you hit your pad in L2, you'll start back in that spot that you recorded. So if you just do your standard pad and X, you'll go back to the wall like the setting I have. If you do pad L2, you'll go back to the recorded area. Alright, so when do you want to also use your generic heat engager? To pressure somebody at the wall to end the round, basically. So let's say you catch somebody in a combo. Oh, wrong one. Let's just do this. No. Ah, not used to it. I'm getting used to it, sorry. Alright, you get somebody into a combo, you do your damage. What I'll do here is, boom, jump into this again. Well, that was a bad example. Let's say after my combo, I'm usually somewhere right about here, and they're getting up off the ground. That's when I like to do my generic heat engager, and I go straight into down back 2, because now I don't have to push back. That down back 2 beats out anything offensively he can do unless he just guards. So this is when this is when I use the +2 that the heat engager gives you. You know, I mean, it gives you that +2 on, or +1 on block, +2 on hit. So you're in a good situation for this down back 2, and then I try to do my forward 3-2, because of course, if you know Raven, that on counter hit guarantees down forward 1-4, resplats them. That's the end of the round. After, if I get you in a combo, and then I use my heat to get plus frames to go into here, my hope is to counter hit that back 3-2, and if I do, the round's over. No, that's not even the combo I do. What's the combo I do? What's the combo I do on that? Oh, I know. I go into back turn. That's right. That's right. Okay. Here we go. Even if I didn't have rage, it's 81 before any ender, so that's going to be like 90 something, maybe more like 95. With the rage ender, that's 97, so it's probably going to be like 90 without the rage, some other ender. So 90 is what, half their life. So if you just did a combo which got to the wall and did that damage, that's going to be more than half their life. So it's what I was talking about before, 2 mistakes, round over. So that's another place I like to really use it, is if I get a nice launch to the wall, I'm going to use it to assist me to end the round right then and there. I mean, even if you don't get, let's say, you know, this doesn't land and I block something, now I still got my meter, so I can, you know, that didn't land, you know, I can still do all this stuff. That's still all available, the chip damage, the pressure, all of that stuff. So yeah, that's how I like to use the generic heat engager. Generally, you know, out in the open, I don't like to use it for very much unless it's turning the tide again in battle for somebody, especially if I'm not familiar. If I am familiar, I try to look for something I can duck or step or something like that. If I'm not, I use my heat engagers to turn the tide. I use it as hop kick punishers to get full combos. They're heavily scaled down, but I'm still, if I get 53 damage plus I still have my heat, or 63 damage for punishing your hop kick attempt, I'll take that. I'll take that every single time. And then I like to use it at the wall to create that pressure to end rounds. So that's where I think the best 3 uses of your generic heat drive is going to be. And the next section is going to be, let's go through all your heat engaging moves. They all have kind of different usage and when and how you should use them. So let's talk about that in the next segment. Alright, let's talk about the non-generic heat engagers, and these are heat engagers that are attached to moves of yours. Raven has several, and everybody's going to have several, and they're going to be used in different ways. So let's talk about them all. Okay, so the first one Raven has is this 1+2. It's 14 frames. I thought it was 15. It's actually 14 frames. And it goes straight into the heat dash. You're in heat. Now, all of your heat engagers that are moves that are going to connect, you're going to use them in different situations, but once they connect, you basically get a big 50-50 situation where you get in their face at plus 17 to try to express some offense and hopefully cause a launch, that kind of thing. So you generally want to have a couple of options, like a low option and a mid option coming out of this, you know? So let's say we do this. You know, oftentimes I got it set to block all, so let me just wait for a second. Oftentimes I'll come out of that with a down back 4. That puts me in a +4 that I can either grab them right away with my up forward 1+2 and get some nice chonky damage, or I could go for my mid option and go for a launch after that. Or instead of going for the low at all, I'll just come out of here with my mid option, or like my 4-4-3 or something like that, you know? So that's basically what these are going to do. They're going to create situations where you're plus 17, and then you're going to have some mix-ups in mind. You know, not just one. Don't just have one low option. Have a couple of low options, and what you might want to do after that. What, this is +0, not much. Maybe just do a mid-check after that. Or another mid option that might be safer, something safer on block like this. Nope, that's not safe on block. You know, you could go into your down back to 1 kind of stuff, you know? So basically that's it. All these heat engagers are going to create a big plus 50-50 situation for you to try to get some good damage or launch. So his first one is 1+2. I always look at what these moves do on block before I see what they do on hit. So on block, this is a 14 frame mid that's -9 on block, so it's safe. So this is the type of thing that you want to use. Let's say you're doing some strings to try to open up, not strings, but some techniques to try to open up your opponent, and you have like your high option. You know, that's still -9 counter hit launcher, see? So I might do something like this, into this as my high option, and now I might use this as my mid option. You know, it's still safe, so it's something I want to do out of strings, pokes, maybe even as a punishment for a move that they do. Not something I want to throw out in many other situations, but just in these forms, in these neutral game kind of things or punishment kind of things, you know? That's when you want to throw it out, and then when you do land it, boom, you get your 50-50 and you start expressing, you know, what you want to do, or if you want to go into your heat stuff. You can start doing that as well. You know, look at all that chip. None of that landed, but half their health is melted away just by that, you know. So that's what you do with these things, okay? What's the next move he has? Okay, back turn 4. Okay, this is, you know, when your guys are with Raven and you're conditioning people in back turn and they start getting aggressive on you, or they start doing mid checks or lows or something like that, you know, not letting you do your thing, you can pop them with one of these, you know, especially an aggressive, somebody that's punishing through, instead of doing like your back turn 1+2, which is -13, is punishable. You can just kind of go into something like this, and again, if it lands, you go into your 50-50 or your, you know, heat game, whatever your gimmick is, okay? What's the next one he has? He has Soul Zone 2, okay. So he had one that's a Punisher, good to use in neutral. The last one is good to use for people being aggressive in back turn. This one is going to be for stances. You know, his back one gives you a +10 on hit or a +7 on block. Goes directly into stance. So, you know, this is when you've been conditioning people for your 4 and they start blocking it, you know, they're going to eat this. And if they eat that, same thing. You go into your 50-50 game. You go into your whatever your heat gimmick is, you know. Okay, what's the next one? Moveless. Sorry. That's not a heat engager. That's a special thing to do in heat. No, that's. Oh yeah, his forward 1+2. Same thing. This is an armor move, so this is what you want to do as keep out when somebody's rushing in and being aggressive. You can catch them creeping on a come up and you know, get your plus frames that way. Same thing, go back into your mix-ups, all that good stuff, okay? And then he has wall rising 4. This is basically out of your crouch, or you can do it as a quarter circle move as well. So either in your wave dash when you see that they're stepping, this is fully homing. So this is what you want to do when they're stepping, and you'll get the same situation again. Okay, so that's basically what these things are going to be used for. You can do this. These are the ones you want to do in the beginning of the match if you want to, you know. Start expressing your offense early. Make sure in the beginning of the match, if you want to do these things, I like to make sure I have a full bar, and I don't want to just lose 75% of my bar because I went into a generic heat engager. And like I just explained, there's some really good uses for the generic one. So I either wait for one of those opportunities, or if I want to use it another way, let's say I got somebody flying in with a move and I know I can catch it, turn the tides on them that way. Let's say I got people not respecting my back turn, boom, get at it that way, you know, and just completely change everything. And most likely you're going to get great damage, especially with Raven, because if you're going to even just cause 3 things of chip, which you can easily do even without the heat smash. Look at all that health. I mean, he's got recoverable health, but you know, you can get that down too. So that's what I like to use about those 4 in the neutral. Now these are all moves. All these moves can be used in combos as well. So once you are already into heat and you're in your combo, let's say all of those will now do heat dashes. And generally what you're going to do is you're going to pick one, because this one does 33 damage. That one did 23 damage. That one did 33 damage as well, but that's not a heating dash move for Raven. So generally you want to pick the one that does the most damage, and when you're doing your combos, oops, and you're going to use your heat engager to get more damage. Okay, let's do the easy mode. You want to do the one that does the most damage before you get your ender. Now, Raven when he does his heat dash, he cannot end his heat dash with a rage art. It's just impossible for him to do. He doesn't even have a move that even if it's close to the wall, he'll wall splat. Like even his forward 4 will not cause a high enough wall splat for him to land his rage art, but a lot of other characters can. So this is going to be a great way for you to extend your combos, get a little bit of extra damage, and often for many characters, after you do your dash, you can do your rage art. I just can't show it to you with Raven because he just doesn't do it. For Raven, if you want to do a heat smash and rage combo like that, you're going to do it here. Just to eke out that extra damage. I think you get like 4 or 5, something like that, versus if you just did not use the heat engager at all. But his heat dash doesn't lead to it, so you would never use that for that situation. What you do use your heat dash for is basically it creates your max damage combos that are going to be slightly more than anything you can do without heat. And the only time you really want to get into those combos is as round enders if you know it will kill. So let's say you have this combo. Which one do I want to do? This one. Nah, let's just do this one. Alright, let's say we have this combo. YouTube curse. Nope, wrong combo. Oh, come on, me. It's coming right now. Nope. Just slow with it. Guess I'm rusty. That does 94 damage. 94 damage in rage, of course, but that's the biggest damage I can do as an ender. The next biggest ender I can do for that combo this will happen a lot faster. It's a lot easier to do. It is going to be 79. So it does 12 more damage. So know how much damage that heat smash or heat what's it called? Heat rush combo does, because that can be very, very useful to ending rounds by either adding that to a rage art combo, or even if you don't have your rage art, it can do significantly more damage than anything you could have done without it. You just got to know what moves to use in your heat. Like, you don't want to use your heat smash to get more damage. You want to use your heat dash to get that damage. So yeah, know those things about your heat engaging moves. And then, all right, the last point I want to make about these moves is what they do, all of these same moves, what they do when you're already in heat, and now all of these moves become launchers. They're all become straight up launchers, but not just any normal launchers, they become awesome launchers. I'll explain to you why. Okay, so let's say I do, let's do Soul Zone 2, yeah, okay. I'm in heat, I do Soul Zone 2, this now becomes a launcher. Now, alright, so maximum damage, well, let's put this another way. Okay, for Raven, his normal forward 2, this is a combo that does not work. It just does not work, okay? This would be his ultra max damage if it would work, but it does not work if he's not in a specific heat state. So, like with forward 3, you can never connect. Sorry. Ugh. You can never connect that Soul Zone anything there. You can do forward, you can do all of this. You can connect the down back 2-1. Like, I'm trying to connect the down back 2-1 into Soul Zone 3-2. That one. Just to show you that it can't be done, basically. See? It just can't be done. It pushes them too far back. However, now whenever you do a launcher with your heat engager, it changes the properties of your pushback. You now have more pushback, and that will land. Let's show you. So first, you got to already be in heat. You got to do one of your heat engagers. See that? It now landed. And now you can get a bit more damage. I missed that. You can get a bit more damage out of that combo had you just done your normal forward 3 combo. So know that about your heat engagers. When you use them as a launcher, like after you're already in heat, and use those moves that you have that are heat engagers, they become launchers. But they become launchers that you can do bigger combos than you could have without. Let's show that one more time. Nope. Gotta be in heat. Ay, ay, ay. YouTube. Curse. So know that. I also could have done more wall carry. I could have done my max damage wall carry to get more carry. So you can do a lot with that. Just remember that the launcher you get in heat from these moves are special launchers. You can do bigger and better combos with it, and that's their benefit, you know. These moves do have some drawbacks because they kind of use your heat meter when you're in heat if they don't connect. So they give them the benefit of they have increased or decreased pushback, so you can get bigger combos. It's kind of nice, actually. Let me see, and I think that's everything I want to cover about your moves that do heat engagers. Just know that each move that produces a heat engager is going to be used in certain situations, offensively or defensively. I just gave Raven's example, but yours is going to be a little different depending on the move, but they will do that. Know that if you use it to go into heat, you're pretty much creating the same situation regardless of the move. You're creating a plus 17 50-50 time to try to get some chunky damage or launch something like that, you know. Know that during combos, all those moves now do rushes. Not all of them, most of them, because his Soul Zone 2 doesn't do the rush. No, Soul Zone 2 does do a rush, so every heat engager does do a drive rush. It's just depending on the combo you want to use to actually make that Soul Zone 2 land. But they all do that, and that's how you're going to get your maximum damage from combos. Even if you're not in rage, you're going to get more damage by finishing your combo with a heat rush into a big powerful move than whatever your normal ender would have been. And then also know that in your when you're already in heat and you use the same moves, they all now become launchers, and they're special launchers that allow you to do more juggles, more hits, more damage. I mean, I don't want to say more damage because I don't know the exact scaling of it, but they're just bigger combos than you could normally do. So you can definitely utilize that to make sure you kind of get the wall, you know, in pretty much any situation you can imagine. Maybe not this stage because it's meant to be kind of like an infinite, but any other stage, you'll always get the wall if you know what you're doing, and just be mindful of that. Okay, I think that's everything, and let's go on to the next segment. I don't know what it is, but I'll figure it out and add it in. Alright guys, there's just a couple more points I want to make about heat, then I'm going to end this video. Hopefully it was fun and informative, and I try to bring things to the table that I don't really hear other people talking about, so things like that pushback juggle scaling and some of the scaling that happens after heat smashes and when to use it with that, you know, post combo or beginning of combo. You know, that's a lot of stuff I like to figure out, and I didn't really see anybody talking about this kind of stuff, so I wanted to put it out there. And if you enjoy this kind of stuff, this is the kind of stuff you're going to get from me. I try to put out content that not everybody's talking about, but that's still going to be good information that you're going to want to know. And of course, I'm a pretty good player in whatever game I play, so I always want to show some solid gameplay. But okay, let's get back to the point here. One of the things I like to do, and this is one of the reasons you'll see in a lot of my highlight videos, I get big comebacks and things like that. And this is when you have heat and rage, so your health is going to be low, and their health is going to be, especially if it's near max. You know, I try to be smart about how I'm going to use my resources to try to go for the comeback. So of course I'm going to try to get a launch. Everybody's trying to do that to try to get as much big damage as they can. So whatever methods you want to use to try to get the launch. Let's say you get the launch. What I'm going to do is a combo that I'm going to go into heat in the combo, during the combo, but I'm not going to use any of the heat properties, the smash, the dash, or anything like that. I'm going to actually end the combo with my rage art because I want to take as much of their recoverable health with it, so that stuff is gone. And then I'm going to still be in heat with 3/4 of my gauge full to express some other oppressive techniques that's going to guarantee me more damage coming off of them. And this is how you're going to see me get a lot of comebacks. So let's say I do this combo. It's going to do, I think, 109 damage. Look at his health bar. He's got a certain chunk of it that's recoverable for the moment, but for anybody's rage art, you take off all their recoverable damage, and now he has, what, 40% of his life left, and I have 3/4 of I have the same amount of heat as if I just had gone into a generic heat engager. So once I have that much heat, even if nothing lands, I can go do this. You know, something that's going to get me some chip. None of that landed, but look how much health it almost took down the rest of their bar. And there is some recoverable, but at the end of that heat smash that did not hit, I still have another mix-up. And if anything lands, that's round over. None of this has to land. If any of this lands, it's round over. You know, if my let's say I do the mid option. Oh, I meant to do the mid option, sorry. What was I doing? Nope. Sorry. There we go. Mid, low, whatever. If that next hit hits, I got the big combo, I got all the chip damage, and if any of those moves actually hit, then it's just round over. So that's one way I like to approach using my heat in a situation where I need a big comeback and I still have my heat and rage. I like to do a combo that gets me into the heat, but I don't use it. I use my rage art, get as much damage down as possible, and then I use my heat gimmicks and whatever I can that I still have to end the round. Okay, and let's go on to the next point. And actually this one I do need to be back at the original stage. That's why I chose it. So I was telling you how you don't want to use your heat smash at the end of combos. And you still don't, but there are going to be certain times where you can go ahead and use it and eke out a little bit extra damage if you really want to. Who did I have? Jack? Where's Jack? There it goes. Let's do the blow up stage again. I just did a video about this to show his max damage route, so if you guys are interested in that, I'm gonna post a link to my comments on all my Raven tutorial stuff, and it'll be down there. Alright, so you got come on, let's go back. Alright, let's go ahead and save this spot. Alright, so let's say you do a big combo, you get him to the explosive part of the wall. You know, before I was telling you how heat smashes can blow up that stuff. You don't want to do that in a long combo. You want to save your heat to use as your bound after the explosion, because you just get a little bit more damage. Now, the opposite is true if you don't want to utilize your heat. I mean, sorry, the same is true if you don't want to utilize your heat, like I was just talking about in the last situation. So basically, you're going to get the most damage and still have some heat left if you do it like this. Oh, I need a better wall carry. Come on, me. Keep hitting forward, 2, 3. Still forward. Come on. Just neutral, 2, 3. 2, 1. Sorry. Not forward, me. So you want to blow up the wall like that. Oh, no, that's not what I'm doing. Sorry. That's not how you want to blow up the wall anyways. I'll show you. That's how you want to blow up the wall. Go into this. End it with your rage. That's going to be your most damage. If I did the... got to the wall, and I did heat engager, heat smash, and then did forward 4-3 rage, that would only be 122 damage. This is 124, and I still have my heat. So it's always better to, after you do a long combo into something explosive or a balcony break or something like that, don't use your heat smash then either. Go ahead and just break the wall, whatever method you use, something high damaging, of course, and then you can use your heat afterwards and set up the same situation where you can use your rage art, still have heat, and have all this wonderful stuff happening for you. Anyways, that's about all. So this is everything I can actually think of what you might want to know about heat, and especially things that other people were not talking about. Again, that's kind of the emphasis I like to make on a lot of my videos, is I watch a lot of stuff that other people put out there. A lot of it's kind of basic and it's kind of repetitive, and everybody puts out the same thing. So I'm trying to figure out things that not everybody's talking about, like the extra pushback you have on those heat smash combos and things like that, you know. So if you enjoyed this, if you appreciated the information, please do me a favor and like, comment, and subscribe. Like I was saying earlier, I have great numbers, I have great impressions, I have great clicks. My videos just don't go out to a lot of people because I'm sub 500 subscribers, and I know that's going to change soon. But if you guys can like, comment, subscribe, get some activity going for me, because the more people that see this in their feeds, I know like just about every Tekken player I can imagine will want to watch this video. So I hope you found it useful and help me share it. Thanks for having me in your day and in your time and in your life today, and I will see you on the flip side. See ya.